Hey guys, I'm the Wiki Explorer, and today we're going to take a look at mutual combat. I've heard a lot of people talking about mutual combat online, and I just wanted to take a look at what the Wikipedia page says about it, because I don't know if mutual combat is legal. And a lot of people are talking about how if you live in Texas or Washington, it's completely legal to fight somebody as long as you both consent to the fight and a police officer is on standby. So let's take a look at how true that is. So the Wikipedia page on mutual combat describes mutual combat as a fight where two individuals intentionally and consensually engage. So that means that I agree to fight and you agree to fight and we punch it out. I personally have never consented to being punched in the face, and I don't know why anyone would, but apparently it's allowed and it's considered a legal defense in the United States. Freedom, go America. All right, so in terms of notable examples, there's a guy named Phoenix Jones, not to be confused with Joaquin Phoenix, which I did confuse in the first take of this video. And I did animate the Joker getting punched, which would have been really funny to include in the video, but it's the wrong guy. So yeah. Anyway, Phoenix Jones engaged in a street fight in Seattle with an MMA fighter. I wonder how that went for him. So the Seattle Police Department was there, and supposedly they didn't interfere or intervene, and they watched and even refereed the fight. So let's take a look at that video. All right, looks pretty good. Looks like they're fighting in a very consensual manner. Ooh, he just consented to getting his leg kicked pretty hard there. Apparently, the Seattle Municipal Code states if two people are fighting and they are causing damage to other people or damage to property, then it's considered illegal. And because the Seattle Police Department was involved, there were some charges pressed against the Seattle police for allowing this fight to happen. But as we know, police don't often get charged with crimes. And in the court of law, the legal defense used was that it was mutual combat, and the police were completely allowed to watch the fight play out without intervening and referee the fight because it was just two consenting parties fighting it out. Sounds legit. Also in 2012, Gabriel Aubry and Olivier Martinez engaged in mutual combat and were not charged. I don't know who either of those people are, but good for them for fighting it out in a way that doesn't destroy property or hurt anyone else. In 2014, Zac Efron, that's a name that I've heard of, has engaged in a fight in Skid Row. So I've pulled up this article on Zac Efron. Yes, the Zac Efron from One Direction. Is Zac Efron from One Direction? Zac Efron, this guy right here, was hanging out in Skid Row. I wonder what he was doing in Skid Row. Anyway, apparently he rolled down his window and threw a glass bottle at some homeless people. Class act, Zac. Good work. Those homeless people didn't take too kindly to that, of course. And so there was supposedly a all-out brawl between Zac, his bodyguard, and three homeless people. Apparently he got socked in the face, so that's instant karma right there. When it came to legal proceedings, he got completely away with it because it was considered mutual combat. I wonder if that's a legitimate defense or if it's just because he threw a lot of money at the court. The Wikipedia page explicitly states that in Oregon, you cannot engage in mutual combat. So don't give it a try if you live in Oregon. My favorite part of the Wikipedia page is the references because it brings up a lot of really funny videos a lot of times. So we can take a look, and the Seattle police stand by and watch Phoenix Jones fist fight. Let's take a look at this. So this is where I got the video from that we reacted to earlier. But there's a video of Phoenix Jones fighting some random guy in a costume. It was pretty funny. You can watch it back if you want. Here's these two that I've never heard of. Apparently they are on Latino news. Interesting. All right, we're gonna move on. Zac Efron got punched in the face during a brawl on Skid Row. So this is where I found that first article, and it's really funny. If you want to go read it, I'll give a link down below in the comment section. Or you could just pull up Wikipedia, and that's completely fine too. And here's another interesting case where a Fox executive was killed in mutual combat, which is pretty crazy. And apparently the guy who killed him got away with it because they both agreed to the mutual combat. Very interesting. Let's take one last look at the external link where the Supreme Court of Georgia. So this is the only example of a lawyer trying to use mutual combat that I could find on the Wikipedia page as a legal defense. And it turns out that they lost the lawsuit. So I wouldn't recommend using mutual combat as a legal defense, and I wouldn't recommend fighting anyone. Obviously, I don't condone violence. Thanks for watching my video on mutual combat. If you're interested in any more interesting Wikipedia pages, please drop them down below in the comment section, and I'd love to go over them and read them. Wikipedia is full of a lot of hidden gems, and I can't wait to explore more with you.